Growing concern about gun violence in Barbados. Some young people trying to ensure the island's food security. And in sports, Kemar Roach inspires the Windies' fight back against England at the region's Mecca.
Credible, balanced, committed. This is the CBC Evening News.
And a very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Lord with the CBC Evening News. And our top story, mounting concern in Barbados as more gun-related crimes keep lawmen busy. Police Public Relations Officer Station Sergeant Michael Blackman confirmed that there was one shooting today, and in an unrelated incident, police found a firearm after intercepting a vehicle.
Sometime today, January the 24th, 2019, about sometime around midday, police from the anti-gun unit, along with personnel from the tactical response unit, intercepted a private motor car along 2nd Avenue, Harts Gap, Christchurch. The vehicle had 3 male occupants. A search of the vehicle revealed 1 firearm and a quantity of ammunition. All 3 males are in police custody, assisting with investigations at this time. Also today, police are carrying out investigations into a report that a male, Damien Hunt, address unknown, was shot and injured somewhere in St. Philip. He was transported to QEH by private motor car.
And the police PRO later confirmed that that shooting incident happened in Gemswick, St. Philip, around 9 this morning. Lawmen are asking anyone who may have information on the shooting to contact the nearest police station. Well, there's also concern tonight about the ease with which some young people, including minors, can get their hands on guns. It's coming from the chairman of the Drug Education and Counseling Services, Roger Husbands. Mr. Husbands, who was a guest on CBC TV 8's Morning Barbados, was speaking against the background of a spate of recent shootings across the island.
You could easily go and rent a gun from a gangster. Right now, there are guns out there for $100 you can borrow $100. Just attracting a man. You know, and you don't have to be in the age, you could be any age. There are 12-year-olds who have guns, and you'll see that the article that was mentioned in newspaper, I think, from the police themselves. You know, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds got guns. So not years ago, you used to burst a man's head. You don't burst anybody's head anymore. You just take a gun, rent it, come and show a man the gun, and he gets frightened, he runs away. Because at the end of the day, they're not bursting heads anymore, shooting men and killing them.
And an Anglican priest believes a national consultation on violence is needed to find solutions to the current upsurge plaguing the Barbadian society. And according to Dean of the St. Michael's Cathedral, the Very Reverend Jeffrey Gibson, the meeting should involve all stakeholders.
It is of concern when communities live in fear and when lives seem to be devalued in such a way that they can be put out indiscriminately.
Meantime, Diocesan Administrator Canon Wayne Isaacs is concerned about the number of young people involved in many of the recent incidents.
It shows a disrespect for life. And, you know, as a church, we value the sacredness of life, and anything that robs one of that precious gift is to be totally denounced.
Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley is courting Jamaican investors, citing the country's stronger than usual economic performance over the last calendar year. She thinks that this can be a much-needed springboard into Eastern Caribbean markets. And Ms. Motley was speaking at the 14th Regional Jamaica Stock Exchange Investments and Capital Markets Conference at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in Kingston. She says Jamaican investment is badly needed in the Eastern and Southern Caribbean, having built up a cache of surplus capital. The conference is being held under the theme Expanding Our Borders, Securing Our Future, and ends today. Ms. Motley, however, notes that the opportunities for investment may be constrained by the capacity to make compelling profits. And she has also urged CARICOM countries to get involved in cross-border trade and to recognize securities issued by one country into another. Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness, meanwhile, is encouraging Jamaicans to buy shares in public companies.
To the average Jamaican who may be contemplating using that $40,000 that they have to do something that may not yield this level of return, consider buying shares in Wigton Wind Farm when the IPO is announced. I am encouraging Jamaicans to buy shares in these public companies when they are placed on the stock exchange so that they can own some of these assets and share in the capital gains and in the profits of these assets when these companies are listed.
Well, Barbados won big at the prestigious Travi Awards in New York last night. The island copped 2 silver awards. Barbados took the 2nd spot for the best travel destination in the world, beaten only by Australia, and placed 2nd to Jamaica for the best honeymoon destination in the Caribbean. Sandals Royal Barbados took home the award for the best all-inclusive luxury resort in the Caribbean, and that red carpet event was held at the historic and iconic Gotham Hall. Around 3,000 people were in attendance. It is the most traditional, remarkable, and grandest festival in China, and Barbadians were privy to but a sample of Chinese New Year celebrations during the 5th Fish and Dragon Festival. The street fair celebrating the Year of the Pig was a hit with locals, as we hear from Kishmar Sinjus.
It was truly a magical journey to the east. The Wildy Gymnasium was transformed, exposing Barbadians to several aspects of Chinese culture. Patrons who turned out in their thousands were treated to dancing, singing, and acrobatic performances. Organizer Aja says the festival is evolving, bringing Barbadians and Chinese together.
The fact that people will come out on a Wednesday when it's school the next day and work the next day shows that the festival is really establishing itself now on the cultural calendar of Barbados. So I'm just looking forward to its continued growth of fusing Chinese and Barbadian culture and bringing the peoples of the two countries together too.
Barbadians also took advantage of a language room to learn Mandarin.
We heard about it and we wanted to experience Chinese culture in a Beijing environment. So we came over to see it, and this year we came over to see it, and it's blended this year. So we were very surprised that you have the blending going so well.
I've actually never missed a festival. I was going from the beginning because I'm quite interested in the Chinese culture as well as China itself, its heritage. I think it's just so rich and there's so much that we can learn from them.
Chinese cuisine, games, and martial arts were also among the highlights. China's ambassador to Barbados says Barbadians are interested in Chinese culture and celebrating the Chinese New Year.
Through the past 5 years, more and more Barbadians experienced Chinese culture through this spring fair, traditional spring festival fair, and through the beautiful performance from China. And more Barbadians friends like to come to celebrate the Chinese New Year with us, with the Chinese community here. And this enhanced and strengthened the friendship between China and Barbadian people.
2019 is the year of the pig. Kishmar Sinjis, CBC News.
Well, some students of a rural secondary school are ensuring their food security and perhaps that of the entire nation. This is the result of an agricultural project rolled out late last year by the Darrell Jordan Secondary School. Our Sharika Griffith went over to the St. Lucie institution to see what it's all about.
There's been growing concern that young people just don't seem to be interested in the agricultural sector. But with the advent of new techniques like this hydroponic system, farming appears to be making a comeback.
Meet 18-year-old Shariska Duggan, a student of the Darrell Jordan Secondary School. Unlike many young people her age, Sharice already has a plan of action for when she completes her studies.
You were telling me that you were interested in a career as a lawyer before. Has that changed now?
Yes, it has, because in times like these, I don't think that lawyer is the right career that I should choose. I think that we should go with more food to help feed the people.
Charisse is one of several students involved in the school's agriculture program. It now boasts an aquaponics system, a nursery, and an expansive field, which will be up and running once a few security measures are installed. Charisse explains why she got involved in the program.
My mommy and daddy recently got land, so my daddy thought it would be nice so I could learn about the different parts of agriculture and aquaponics system and how to build a share house, so that I could help him with the knowledge that I learned.
At present, chives, lettuce and basil are being cultivated. Once mature, some will be used by the canteen and the excess made available for purchase by staff and residents of the community. Science teacher Chris Grogan says since the project started in October, there's been no shortage of interested students.
From the get-go, we had the students eager to participate, from the painting, the wooden parts of the structure, assembling it. Sometimes after school, while waiting on their buses, they would come and assist until they have to leave. And whenever we are here, usually there are students who are eager to want to come and assist us in doing whatever it is that has to be done.
As for the benefits, he says there are many.
It's easier than conventional agriculture, so it's a new area for them to explore and to see agriculture as an option. It would give them a sense of responsibility, so you have to come to school every day, have to make sure you feed the fish, monitor the quality of the water to make sure the pH or the temperature, etc. is not out of where it's supposed to be. They would have to monitor the plants to detect for signs of deficiency to see if we have to adjust the system. So it would give them a sense of responsibility.
The project was funded through a $60,000 Skills for the Future grant from the Inter-American Development Bank. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
A clinical doctor is the recipient of this year's Arnott Cato City of Bridgetown Credit Union Award. The $5,000 award was handed over to Dr. Subira Franklin in the Errol Waldron building from Chairman of the Arnott Cato Foundation, Sir Errol Waldron, and President of COB Henderson Williams. Now, during the presentation ceremony, Sir Errol noted that the foundation realized that over the years, Barbados has faced challenges in training healthcare personnel. He says the foundation has been able to award and reward outstanding students in the area of public health for 10 consecutive years.
We have one such student today. But we've also been able to help support, and as you heard from Dr. Harewood earlier on, the public health students do, during their course, a good deal of basic research into fields of health that you may not think seems important at the time, but in fact they are very important, and we have been able to assist them from year to year.
And President of the COB Henderson Williams says the credit union is committed to contributing to the scholarship.
Dr. Waldron was clear to point out that this partnership has lasted for the past 10 years, and certainly we endeavor to ensure that COB will continue to contribute well into the future, and certainly for another 10 years towards this very useful and wonderful venture. The City of Bridgetown Cooperative Credit Union once again takes the opportunity to congratulate Dr. Franklin on this achievement and wish her all the best on her journey.
As for Dr. Franklin, she's thankful and honored to be selected.
I am thankful to Dr. Harewood and to a fellow classmate, Shari Young, who encouraged me to submit my application. This is a first for me. I have never won a scholarship or an academic award before, so the news that I was selected came as a pleasant surprise. I'm a clinical doctor, but I decided to pursue my master's in public health in an attempt to better serve others.
Over the next 6 months, around 80 of the island's creative young people will benefit significantly from the Youth Achieving Results program. The collaboration between the Ministry of Youth and the National Cultural Foundation was launched yesterday at the St. Lawrence Primary School. The program seeks to keep the cultural talent of Barbados alive by imparting skills in both the visual and performing arts. It will include weekly training at the Pelican Craft Village, and coordinator Carolyn Garn says it will be a full learning experience.
There will be a core of principal tutors as well as secondary tutors, giving the performing arts participants the opportunity to explore the arts through voice training, songwriting, theater, and dance, while the visual arts participants will be engaged in garment construction and jewelry making. And it will be mandatory for all participants to attend the personal development.
And during his address, Youth Minister Adrian Ford stressed that Barbados youth must be given every opportunity to soar.
The only thing we have in this world is our creative imagination, and we must use that which we have in abundance to be able to put Barbados on the world map. It is the determination of the government of the day to be able to ensure that our young people have the complete wherewithal to be able to chart their destiny and be world leaders. And there is no better vehicle than the creative culture and the creative economy.